Have you wondered how you can use social media when it comes to real estate? Don't worry, I can help. Hey everybody, Katie Lance here, founder and CEO of Katie Lance Consulting, the Get Social Smart Academy, and author of the book, Get Social Smart. And it's episode 181 of the Get Social Smart show. And today I'm going to share with you a few of my favorite tips for social media marketing if you are in real estate. Now, first off, before I share these 3 tips, I want to just take a step back and talk a little bit about the nature of social media when it comes to real estate. For those of you who don't know me, I have been working in the real estate industry and teaching real estate professionals for more than a decade. And at the risk of sounding corny, the reason behind that is I love this industry. I love that for most people, buying and selling a home is one of the biggest moments of their life. It's right up there with getting married or having kids. And so when it comes to social media, we have to think about social media a little bit differently than we think about other industries. And there's a couple sides to social media. There's the side of social media that's personal, because real estate is personal, right? It's the relationship building. It's nurturing past clients and building those relationships over the course of time for that referral business. But it's also, social media is also about attracting new business and attracting new leads and attracting new folks and new prospects. And so when you think about putting a strategy together, it's about mirroring both of those and really making the most of those. So let's dive in. I've got 3 big tips to share with you today. Number 1, be intentional. You've got to be intentional and have a plan, right? There's that old saying where, if you don't have a plan, you're just like throwing something against the wall and hoping it sticks, right? It's the, I'll try this out plan, which isn't really a plan. So you've got to have a strategy. I'm a big believer in time blocking, especially when it comes to social media marketing. You might time block a few minutes a day, a few minutes a week, and even a few minutes every month to really be intentional. And when it comes to being intentional, it's not just about what you're posting and how often, it's also about other people. It's about taking the time each and every day to connect with other people on what they're posting and being really intentional. I often say, don't be a drive-by liker. Don't hop on Facebook and just like 12 things, but take the time a few minutes a day to be really intentional, be engaging, but also have a plan and a strategy. Social media should not just be an add-on to what you're doing. It should be integrated with the rest of your marketing. Number 2, create a content strategy. So it's not enough just to think about, should I be on Facebook or Instagram or what social media platforms to be on, but it really comes down to a content strategy. And the reason for that is, as much as I love social media is rented ground. We don't own Facebook or Instagram or any social media platform, but you own your own content. So what I highly encourage you to do is you start thinking about what is the type of original content you could create, whether that's video content like what we're doing here, maybe it's podcast content. If you enjoy podcasts, maybe it's blog content. It might be live content like Facebook Live content. That type of content is what we call pillar content. Pillar content is something that takes a little bit of time, sometimes resources, sometimes even money to create. But as you start to create a content strategy, and what we recommend is putting out a piece of unique content just like this at least once a week. And here's the good news. When you start putting out content like this, like video content is a great example, this one video could get sliced and diced and repurposed and repackaged and shared multiple times. And that's really what it's all about. It's about working smarter, not just harder. And I have to tell you, it doesn't matter what social media platform you're interested in, the type of content that tends to get the most traction, the most engagement, and ultimately the most business from it is content that's original. Have you ever noticed when you just share someone else's content, you might get 1 like, 2 likes, one of them's your mom, right? And you might wonder, gosh, does social media really work? So we encourage you to think about content that you could create, content that's in your voice, that has your opinion, and putting together a content strategy, not just a social media strategy, is really important. Tip number 3, be more interested in other people. Be more interested in others. So you can be intentional, you can have a plan, you can have a content strategy, but if you just jump on social media and it's all about you, you're not going to have a whole lot of success. So one thing I would recommend is take the time each and every day to connect with at least 5 people. I call it Focus 5, and I've been doing this every day for years and years. I open up Facebook or Instagram or both, and I always think to myself, who are the 5 people I can really intentionally connect with? And like I said, that doesn't mean just being a drive-by liker and liking 12 things, but taking the time to actually meaningfully engage and comment on something. And in the world of social media, a meaningful comment is something that's at least 4 words. Yes, there's actually a scientific formula to what a meaningful comment is. So for example, instead of just saying, wow, or great pic, you might say something like, wow, that is an awesome pic, Julie. Where did you take that? So you see how that feels a little bit different? It feels a little bit more personal. I use their name also. So be more intentional, be more interested in others, and I can tell you it will come back to you tenfold. And as a bonus tip when it comes to your social media marketing, especially if you're in real estate, I highly encourage you to not outsource it, to not automate it. You know, I know there's that temptation to just hire somebody to do it for you, to automate everything. And not that I'm necessarily against smart automation, because I think there's some great tools out there to smartly automate some of the things you're doing. You might schedule some things that you're doing. You might even have some people on your team that help with certain pieces of what you do with your content or your social media strategy. But you've got to be there. You have to show up. It's a lot like, for example, imagine having a dinner party with your 10 most important clients, and instead of you being there, you have your assistant there running the whole thing, right? That would never happen. So you've got to make sure that you show up, that you're there authentically, and that you think of social media just as one more piece in your business. I'm often asked, how long should social media take each day? And a lot of times I'll say, well, how long do you spend answering your email? Or how long do you spend returning phone calls? We just kind of do it as part of our business, and we don't always necessarily think about how much time. So I would encourage you to think about it as one more communication tool, one more marketing tool in your tool chest. And of course, at the end of the day, social media will never replace that face-to-face contact, but it's one more piece that can make a big difference in your business. Okay, I would love to hear from you. What is your biggest burning question you have with social media? Let me know in the comments below. And if you are looking for some more tips and tools and strategies when it comes to social media, we have an awesome free resource library over on our website. We will drop that link below. Check that out so you can check out our free resource library, and that's going to give you lots of great tips, tools, and strategies, especially if you are at kind of the beginning stages of social media. All right, if you're watching this over on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell button, because we have new videos that come out each and every week. And for more tips, tools, and strategies all about social media, especially with real estate, visit us over at katielance.com. Thanks so much. We'll see you next time.